Russia's currency is the strongest currency in the world this year. I'm not saying that, and American legacy media is saying that, ladies and gentlemen. But if you ask me, I could have told you that from day one. When we started sanctioning Russia, our big brother and central bankers forgot that they have the level one, layer one uh, protocol, which is the commodities, like the natural resources, the oils, the gas, the fertilizers. And our system of economy is the level layer two, the monetary system, the banking system, the layer two. Well, we can't have layer two without layer one. And because we start sanctioning Russia, which produces all the layer one, we didn't realize that our layer two has no value because it's pegged to the layer one. And now what's happening is that Russia's starting to realize that they own all the commodities and they can demand rubles for their own money versus the petrodollar, right? And that people don't are not willing to pay with the rubles. They're just not going to get it. It's just in the story. You're not going to get our resources, okay? And now what's happening is that's making our money so inflated, and eventually it's going to be the death of the petrodollar. It's going to be the death of the world reserve currency, because the reason we have the world reserve currency is because of the petrodollar relationship with the Saudi and OPEC, and that's being deteriorated as I'm speaking because of all the printing of money we've done. We cause inflation all over the world. We exported out inflation. That's why you see people starving in India, in Pakistan, in Sri Lanka, etc. Right? We're giving them loans. We're extracting their natural resources. We know they're not going to be able to pay us, and so on and so on. But now the pendulum is shifting, where Russia and the world are now going to be paying rubles to get the commodities, to get the natural resources, to make stuff. If it's to grow food from fertilizers, if it's to get the gas to ship stuff, or transport stuff, or move from point A to point B, whatever it is, we don't have it, and we are actually produce it, but we consume it all, and we have a deficiency. Where in Russia, they produce, they consume, and they have a surplus to sell to other countries, where we are obese in consumption. If it's consumption of calories, that's why you see so much obesity, or if it's consumption of, wealth, and that's why you see so many people living in the streets and other people living in mega mansions, right? But the problem here is that, the world's starting to realize that the ruble, they need rubles versus the dollar. Because if they want to get products, which is most of the commodities, they're going to need rubles, not the dollar. And the teeth of the dollar is starting to vaporize right in front of us. And that's why Russia is becoming the strongest currency of the world in just 1 year. And what we've done to them, right, by sanctioning them and trying to hurt them, right, at the same time, with our other hand, fanning that war machine in Europe, right, we have caused us to great suffering, because we are the world reserve currency, and we're losing that status as time goes by, and now has accelerated because of the situation in Russia. Now, who's going to pay? You and I. Who's going to pay? The poor people. Countries going, they're paying right now, but we and I were paying at the pump. We're paying because the last time I went and got some kebabs, I had to pay $24 for some kebabs. Normally, kebabs used to be $9, maybe $12. Maybe you go to a high-end restaurant and eat kebabs, and you would pay $15. Today, you can go to a low-end place and order kebabs, and you're going to pay $25, dude. Or you can just get one kebab for $15, $16. So this is what's happening when I say you and I are going to pay. And you and I are going to pay to we can't pay anymore, and that's where you're going to have civil unrest in America. Okay, that happens when people can't pay their food. They can't buy food for their kids. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You want to see how it's going to look like? You to Sri Lanka. See what's going on over there. Well, eventually that's coming to our hometown, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to be ugly, because no one's going to want to accept our fake dollars anymore, and it's going to be pretty ugly because we don't produce stuff here. We outsource it to China, to Taiwan, and we're at war with China, and uh, so we're at war with the raw material of the world and the manufacturer of the world, and these are the two countries we really need for us to be the apex of the triangle, right? There's a triangle. You got the two corners of the bottom, which is Russia and China. They're producing all the stuff and giving us the raw materials, right? And we're the apex, we're the top layer because we're the primary beneficiary of their raw material because we have tricked the world to accept our fake dollars that are not backed by anything, and we inflate the crap out of it. We sanction. We're the world police. We've caused more wars than any other country. Right, looking at the past 10 years, and we not only taken this as taking advantage of countries and extract all their resources. We create a massive war. We also create massive destructions in our own country. We were just talking about just the other day with a good friend of mine how much poverty has increased, how much homelessness has increased. Man, I used to go to school, and I'm in high school. I might only see two or three homeless guys. Right today, every corner I go, there's like camps of homeless people, dude. There's tents and tents and tents, like a tribe, everywhere you go, and it's just ridiculous. And Big Brother did this to us, right? Big Brother has done this to us. Uh, all countries, Big Brother, with printing of all their money and stuff. But I think that we're in trouble. There's going to be massive pain coming, and there's also great opportunities. I'm not, just a negative dude. There's great opportunities when there's pain, but I think this pain shouldn't was unnecessary. You know what I mean? There are going to be millions of people getting robbed, and millions of people have got robbed. If you just look at your 401, right? If you look at your retirement, it's been robbed. You know what I mean? Because most of this stuff is phantom gains that most people will never cash out. When they see their retirement go from 100K to 300K or 500K, they never pull it out. They just let it go from 500K all the way down to 50K, and that's what happens. The bankers suck it up. Wall Street sucks it up. It's the musical instrument game. It's just the game they play with you. They make you feel like you're richer than you are, while indebting you. Okay, and the same game they play with us is the same game they play with Venezuela, with Iran, with all these other countries. And believe it or not, all these countries are getting sick of it, right? Because maybe their people are not smart enough to realize, but some people are smart enough to realize that inflation is being exported out, and the more money they print out, not only does it hurt us, it hurts the world. And we in America, we don't produce anything, unfortunately, very little, and whatever we produce, we consume it. That's why we have so much stuff. Like that's why we have storage facilities. In many countries, there's no storage industry. Besides in America, we have so much shit that we got to put our shit to some place and pay monthly fee for them to hold our shit because it's our junk and we don't want to get rid of it. So this is where we are as a society. We're obsessive, obesity, lazy, unfortunately, right? We don't want to work. People say, no, man, we're not lazy. Excuse me, sir. You want to get a car, you want to sign a piece of paper, and they give you the car, and then you want to work, make monthly payments of $400 a month and pay for it. That's lazy. If you weren't lazy, you would go and work 3, 4 years, save up that money, and then go buy the car up front. That's how life works. It's like, you want to play piano, you can't just sign a piece of paper and they give you all the skills and then later on you work that and pay it off. No, you want to learn a piano, you got to put the time in. You got to put 10 years and sit in there before you can become a master. You want to play soccer, you want to play football, you want to do anything great, you got to put the time in. Only in America and many other Western countries where you can get the harvest today lazy without putting the work in. You can do the work later, like that Popeye guy that owe everyone money. I'll pay you on Tuesday for my hamburger. Well, pay for it now, right? Pay for it now. And that's why I say we're a lazy society, because we've been in the habit, we've been conditioned to buy something and make the minimum payments versus actually create, to creativity, to imagination, sacrifice to buy something. Right. And that's why in other countries, they don't have that philosophy of laziness. In Russia, they don't have that. That's why the government owes so little in debt. Right. Where in America, we everything we make, we spend it all, and then we got to borrow more. Not only the big brother, not only the small brother, also all the citizens and the corporations the same way. Very few people you see to own their cars free and clear. They might own a car, but they'll just upgrade it again because they can just sign a piece of paper and they'll give you the car, they give you the harvest, and you work for it later. And a lot of people don't even work for it, man. That's why repo is so high. Anyways, guys, the dollar is crashing. There's massive pain coming in America. I'm sorry to tell you that. I don't get any money from saying this stuff, but there's also opportunity too. Okay, but I think our society needs to change as in a whole because we're in a society where we think we're entitled to a whole lot of crap. In other countries, they don't live like that, right? And we don't know what hard times are going to look like because we had it too good for so often. We don't, we're in a society where they give you the shit up front, then you pay for it later. Where hard time comes, you can't get your Amazon, you can't get your Uber, you can't watch your Netflix, then all hell's going to break loose in America, guys. Civil unrest, civil war, because we're conditioned to have the good life, but you know, this is not the normal boom and the bust that big brothers, uh, central bankers create. The Fed creates every 7 to 10 years, through layer two manipulation. Right? This is the real deal. There's shortages of stuff coming through. There's going to be shortages and war with the manufacturer world. We're already having conflicts with the natural resources of the world, Russia. And so we're going to be in some serious pain, ladies and gentlemen, serious pain. And most of us have never experienced this kind of pain, and we have no idea how to deal with it because, unfortunately, a lot of us are, we've been conditioned just to be crybabies, right? Just conditioned to do, silly stuff, not pay for stuff, right? That's why you have a guy from, like, that robs me 3 times buying my stuff because we're conditioned to be thieves. You know what I'm saying? Like, the conditions to be, get Big Brother to help us instead of standing on our own feet, right? Where we're conditioned to get the money first, get the harvest first, and then work for it. And a lot of us won't just file bankruptcy, we won't work for it. And so we're dealing with other countries that they don't have that kind of mindset. There are people who are now walking around obese. There are people who are lean. They're hungry. They're motivated to make something out of themselves. And so when hard time comes, who do you think is going to feel it the most? The obese people or the people that are lean and hungry and they're ready to go, right? Who do you think is going to pay the highest suffering? The people that have already been suffering, they know how to deal with it, or the soft people, the people with the hands are so soft because they never work out. They don't even know how to deal with not having AC. They don't even know how to walk 3 miles down the street because they just get into their car. The only walking they do is from the door to the garage car, right? Other countries are walking 10, 20 miles a day to go grocery shopping, pick up their kids from school. So we're a soft nation, unfortunately. Yeah, we have a lot of guns and stuff like that, but that doesn't make us tough, right? And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, there are other countries that people are tough, dude. They gotta really work really hard to survive, to make $1, $2, $3 a day. The kind of level of work they gotta do is unbelievable. It's unconsiderable to us, and a lot of us don't realize that. And the reason I understand that is because I was born in a different country. I've seen some third world countries, and I can tell you guys, those guys work, man. They work hard. Uh, Unlike what I see here today, people say, "Well, I work hard too, man. I go to 8 hour shift." But you may work hard. You think you're not walking 20 miles to your work. You're not walking outside in the sun digging stuff and with shovels. No, you may be sitting behind a computer, right? Some people may be doing that kind of work, but majority of people here don't do that. Majority of people here don't have. They're not prepared. They don't have 6 months of food, and some people do, but majority of people are eating monthly to month, paycheck to paycheck, ladies and gentlemen. And they want us to be in the situation so we can rely on Big Brother, right? So anyways, I kind of got off track, but I want to just let you know that hard times are coming. The world reserve currency is shifting. Yes, there's going to be a lot of pain, but there's also going to be a lot of opportunity. But unfortunately, they did it to us, man. They did it to us, and they've been doing it to us for a minute. Anyways, guys, thanks for clicking the like button. Thanks for clicking, leaving a comment and subscribing. And always remember, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and twice as beautiful as you ever imagined. Romy, joining my academy where you sit down with me one-on-one. Investing for beginners, the ultimate starter guide at myrealestatedojo.com, where I teach you how to find motivated sellers, buy their homes at a deep discount, and then have the seller become your own private bank.